Yo, 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 welcome to your new moon in Leo ceremony. Shout out to Son Goku in the chat. You already know. I know Black Frieza gave you the fade, but we already know you got another form or two. Shout out to those of you coming into the live chat right now. King Sigma, I see you. Nietzsche, what's good? Shoot, Janarian, what's good? Um, I'm gonna reference this chart here again, but what it is, what it do. Infinity Gang Gang, you already know. The only gang and clan gang. And syndicate to just be out here at the same time, whatever that means. But we're definitely gonna be getting into meaning uh, very shortly by the time we step into Sagittarius. Divine Jupiter said the energy is so good right now. I got the blur effect right now for whoever asks. But yeah, I got Rite Aid. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. But I did get some Starbucks. I just got I got like two lattes or whatever. I meant coffee figuratively, but I ended up getting coffee anyway, because why not? And shout out to, Ro. I actually got a mug and like two actual like coffees. So you guys hooked it up. I was actually gonna wait till the next Magic Moon message, and I'll mention it there too. Moon is Virgo right now, but you guys came through, and yeah, I want to return the favor yet again. H Cornerstone, welcome to the Eternal Vibe Tribe. Eternal Vibe Tribe members once again have access to the extended Magic Moon messages. Shout out to Monica. We got Linus here. This very much so is not only a ceremony, but I want to break down the significance of this victory tour, because the new moon in Leo is not like the new moon in Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. This is more so of like you made it kind of thing. And you might feel that because you have to remember that at some point we're going to have the new moon in Sagittarius. And the new moon in Sagittarius represents right before we step into the mountain of Capricorn and we step into that experience of victory. So as we kind of like zoom out, you'll find that every year, that cycle of integration to breakthrough from Leo to Sagittarius is an entire victory tour. It took me like 30 years to realize this, and now changes the way I approach summer and fall, just off the strength that, this is putting you in more of a position than ever to cleanse yourself in Cancer. And then the first social zodiac sign being Leo, you step out and you literally strut your stuff. And you are, of course, overcoming adversity as you break through into Sagittarius and experience everything that you're sparking now. So that pretty much is a telltale sign that relative to this year, as like every year, this new moon that we have just activated right now is the burst forward. And I almost want you to kind of remember every August. If you go back to every year, August, what happened to you during these moments? How were you feeling during these moments? What kind of ideas and insights. You'll see that if you look at like August to the end of the year of every year, um, maybe there might be a pattern established specific to what happens to you. Now, thankfully, we're going to break down what makes this year on steroids. And it's weird. It's like you could be on steroids, but this is like, I've never taken steroids, so I actually wouldn't know. But this is like being on steroids and abducted by aliens, which is something you wouldn't think would be combined at all, and probably wouldn't. But is just retarded enough to say is the nature of this year. If you think we literally saw the Avengers assemble in Montgomery. So anything is really possible this year, as you are clearly seeing. Um, I want to say also, this is where the drama officially starts. So everything this Leo season was just like a preview of what we're getting to spill into during the master arc of Virgo, the final integration. This is fucking huge, actually, because everything is preparing for Libra, and that's going to step us into partnerships and connections we are meant to make for another passage, like the next 6 months for sure. Yep. We even had the feature from Cherkun. But yeah, so everything about what's sparking right now is really hard to put in words because there's so much factors you're not even aware of that are right in front of your face, which will explode within the next few months and give you an idea of understanding more than ever how aligned you've always been to everything you've always needed to be aligned to, right? And I just want to make sure I kind of translate the need for you, literally the need, because the moon has just come out of the fire sign and is in the earth sign. So moon in Leo to Libra, you're getting a sneak peek of this eclipse chapter. And then again, Virgo season, and then again during the eclipse. But like, I'm trying to put into words how right now you are activating the glow up of a lifetime. And the reason why it's hard to put into words is I want to make sure that what I'm saying is seen as relevant versus, oh yeah, like you can make this your year. No, your higher self is pushing on the on button of your crown chakra and activating latent energy from your root. And this is where, if you're aware of the fact that you've been prepared for this the past 6 years, this is why I want you to look at every August, to see if you can establish a pattern. Because especially during Leo season, the main characters show up. And if you know the pattern of how you go through these cycles, right? It's going to really help you know how to approach quite possibly one of the most legendary late season plot twists we've ever seen as a humanity, or at least in 180 years. That we're getting ready to literally step into, and we're going to start to understand with the moon now in Virgo. First of all, this new moon was on spicy ass Lilith and a Venus retrograde. So yeah. So I wanna be really careful with how I say this too, because some of you are not gonna understand why the fire is going to just burn on your lap. Opportunities and instances of people or perceptions about you that may have been favorable or may have been blocked with that post Pluto opposition. There's resistance that you've been dealing with that's not going to be there because this Leo fire has burned it away. And like you have just now activated this new cycle of spicing up literally your love life. I don't like to use the word love life to refer to things because I feel it's more of a social construct, but it literally pertains to here. The Venus retrograde marking this new moon is, oh my gosh, the game has literally changed for me when it comes to how I express my pleasure or your love life. But Lilith literally is sex for the sake of pleasure. So we're going to say love life. Like, it's going to be crazy. There might have been this disconnect between the ideal or desirable sexual connections, or even in a platonic sense, fun connections versus what is around you, which a lot of that, of course, is based on, your own ability to make that happen. But like, what if that was not like, what if that wasn't a factor? It's not a factor, right? But what if at a much more enhanced quality, it's literally like free samples at Costco? Like, this is more so geared towards, wait, what do I like now? Because it's freely available to me. And what is marking this shift? Why are you going to be noticing over the next 2 weeks that this is more freely available? Because in like a week and a half from now, especially relative to things ingressing out of Virgo, it's getting social. You're going to see outside of love too. This could be for careers, could be for anything. You have a multitude of options. And I don't even want to say they're options because of the nodes. It's more so portals you can walk through. And what really made that shift? You evolved. If you can see, Jupiter is next to Uranus, right? This square, we had the square new moon to Uranus. So the seeds that you planted in April in Taurus for evolution are breaking through. Let me also break down real quick to you how Jupiter Sun conjunction in Aries that we had in April, and then Uranus Sun conjunction in Taurus that we had in May is literally a magic beanstalk. I cannot front on this for you. It was sextile Neptune and Saturn in Pisces. Saturn, which is at this point sustaining the materialization of your imagination, aka reality warping. So, like, you're experiencing things happen so much faster, but it would be an illusion to say it's fast because it's already done for you. You've already done everything you want to do. So it's almost like you've evolved your awareness of how cold you are. And if you think of Aries as the rapid acceleration and Taurus as this very unconventional quality of the earth, rapid development, rapid acceleration with a full imagination in integrity with the Pisces energy to give you a broad scope with unlimited possibilities. So we have to acknowledge that we're not just saying you're glowing up, this sign is in this planet, and these good things are going to happen to you. I'm sorry if you've been watching people who blow smoke up your ass. I think you need to understand mathematically. And when I say mathematically, there's literally a 90-degree angle right here. 23 Uranus, 23 Sun. This 90-degree angle, right here represents the seeds you planted breaking through the ground. The 0-degree angle with the conjunction is planting the seeds. And now that we're at 90 degrees, this first quarter square is taking the evolution and awakening, and it is getting prepared to integrate before we harvest and break through. This is where, like, you can't escape this. And people who try and deny that this is real, you're seeing an increase in psychosis and mental illnesses because such a forcible activation of supernatural energy within you is going to continue to exponentially produce effects that go against everything science and medicine and religion has taught you, or basically lied to you and blew smoke up your literal bum bum butt. So this is beautiful because now, especially literally with the moon in Virgo, you're gaining your own analysis. You're reframing and basing your knowledge of everything based off of your personal experience relative to your experience from collective authorities that didn't work. That's Pluto and Capricorn. It's like, hey, remember we told you all this shit? We were lying, or it was bullshit. And like, we already got all the money we needed from you. So we're going to pack up before it goes in Aquarius and you revolt against us. Because, you know, the last time Pluto was in Aquarius, every revolution you can think of happened. The lower class in Russia was killing the higher class. The lower class in France was literally beheading the higher class before they started beheading each other. There was a revolution in Haiti. We already know about the American Revolution. That's why we're here. So if you don't think that we're going to have an updated version of this, please study history. Like, please go back and study what happened during these times and then just kind of look and see if you might feel the same energy, because it's double compounded. The energy back then didn't go anywhere. We just inherited more extreme versions of it as things are kind of transforming. But I want to once again emphasize this 90-degree angle. If we think about what Uranus represents, this is the extra dimensional awakening of energy, natural energy from your body in order to enhance your conscious function with this body vehicle. Once Uranus goes into Gemini 2026, this is going to now add on this enhancement of your physicality, and like your brain is now producing magic. You're doing magical shit with your brain because you're awakening here, sudden awakening of intangible elements or quantum elements of reality that still exists. And this is where, if we take that into account, April and May of 2023, okay, April and May of 2023, you planted the seeds for evolution. It can be very misleading when you see, you know, people kind of sensationalize, this transit is happening. This is what's going to happen over these months. This transit is happening. This is what's going to happen. This transit's happening. The only one who I think does it justice is Astrolata. Astrolata at least will hit you with, like, she'll let you know exactly how. So she's not blowing smoke up your ass. She's giving you that fire. Okay. Some people take too much of a TikTok astrologer approach. They hit you with too much sensation. They don't really give you with too much knowledge. So they're not, I don't want to hate on whoever that might apply to, but it could be very misleading when you give someone a transit, but don't explain the timeline. So you come into people who say, oh, this transit happened. How come this isn't happening? This transit happened. How come this isn't happening? Well, I mean, you just gave birth to a baby. How come that baby can't pay his taxes yet? How come they're not in college yet? Right? We approach psychic arts and like supernatural abilities like it's a fantasy, like it's science fiction. And we wonder why it doesn't make sense in real life. You're a psychic, right? You can see the future, right? How come you're not super rich? And I mean, if you're asking that because your understanding of this only comes from movies and you've never taught this, or television shows, then maybe that will make sense. But what you're activating, what you're unlocking is a skill, just like any other. Your imagination is a muscle. It's a metaphysical muscle, but it still exists. Your thoughts are things. They're not physical, like this illusion, which is really just condensed energy, but they're still things. So you wouldn't see somebody who just entered the gym and started working out, right? When somebody says, "Oh, if you're a psychic, how come you're not a millionaire? You don't use your powers for this." Go to someone in the gym who just started working out and they're lifting 100 pounds and be like, "Oh, you lifted that weight. How come you can't bench 500? How come you can't deadlift 1,000? You're a bodybuilder. How come you can't push this plane with your body?" And they're going to look at you and they're going to tell you maybe that it requires consistency and repetition and practice and like a long, long, long time to actually get there. So, why do we apply that to working out in the gym, which is very outdated? Well, yeah, I said it. Versus looking at superpowers and energy manipulation as fantasy. Like your life right now is in an anime. Like you're not a pixelated being in a universe that's not locally real. If like scientists are starting to research that the Planck length of energy is more like a pixel than anything. So are we all animated and Leos and Libras are the main characters and Tauruses are the producers? Like, is this what's really happening? Well, thankfully, that's what this new moon in Leo ceremony is activating for you on this red carpet. Once again, the activation of the seeds you planted in April and May are literally sprouting through the ground right now. So since May, since April, you planted seeds that represented the evolution of your identity, consciousness, and with Uranus and Taurus, I have to emphasize now that Jupiter's in Taurus, this is awakening and evolution of the strengthening of your five physical senses to process extra dimensional energy pertaining to energy that exists outside of this reality, outside of this dimension. In Taurus, it's downloading so that you can actually sense it with your body. That's literally the best way that I can say it. And that can look like enhanced dreams, sextile Neptune and Pisces. Your physical sense of hearing now develops into clairaudience. You can hear intangible things like the way people are talking shit in their brains or how this person thinks that they're going to do this and that, and now you're telling them what they're thinking and they're looking at you weird like, did you just read my mind? And you're like, no, you snitched on yourself. Or your sense of smell could be like a psychic smell. You know what I mean? Like it's based on your physical senses. You are strengthening through this transit the supernatural nature of this. And the coldest part about this is not the first time Uranus has transited Taurus. So we have reason to believe that your ancestors have also logged some process of the supernatural. Obviously, you'll have a relative that has a story. So if you think about that, this DNA genome has been developing over generations. Y'all are some of the strongest people ever in existence to come into this next evolution of consciousness here. We have to also take into account the new cycle with Leo, right? With Jupiter and Aries. So this is a new cycle of evolution that we are just debuting. That looks like a new season series. So the past 10 years, we were watching a sitcom. Now we have like a new season fresh off the block, new characters being established, maybe callbacks to old seasons. But those seeds that you planted into the ground, I don't even want to say they're breaking through. Imagine with that Uranus and Taurus, you're starting to strengthen these experiences, right? Cool. So everything up until August, when you plant that seed, thank you, DJ, it grows through the ground. You don't see it. You can see evidence of it maybe, but you don't see it. You just continue to water it. As far as you're concerned, okay, You are watering a seed. You're letting that water, the consciousness of your attention and your feelings and your thoughts, nurture that seed and have it be in the fertile soil of your body, right? But you're not looking in the soil. You don't know that it's, you just have faith, or you know that just by doing this it'll come through, which is crazy because not every seed grows. Like some don't, and you'll know because they don't break through, right? But then whether in agriculture or through an actual seed you planted, eventually what happens is that seed breaks through the soil and now it starts to grow beyond that flat surface. Boom. We are there right now. This is it. This is it, that 90 degree. And this is where, right? I've been talking about your awakening superpowers, your activating superpowers, but like it could have been hard to be aware of that process because it was entirely subatomic. So your awakening of supernatural abilities is really more an evolution of your auto nervous system. And if you think about it to fantasy s, like how come I can't teleport or move things with my mind? You have to think about the motor skills and functions that took you as long as it took you to do even some of the most basic things you do now. You don't have to think about breathing. You don't have to think about sending blood to your organs. This is all auto nervous. It's subconscious to you. So what if your subconscious auto nervous system is awakening the supernatural? Then there might be a configuration period where your body is literally updating the frequencies it gains. This is just me talking. But relative to this now, everything that you experience moving forward is a painstaking, detailed awareness of how cold you are. Oh shit, I leveled up for real. Oh wow, I'm really doing this because now it's through the soil. I just wanted to explain now why you're glowing up. This is a motherfucking glow up. If there was ever a glow up, and you're going to really, you don't have a choice. Like Virgo season is your personal montage, and it's going to prepare you for the eclipse. So why are you having a montage? Because you're going to gain with the moon in Virgo, Mercury in Virgo, Mars in Virgo, the subsequent sun in Virgo, detailed analysis of how your abilities actually work. Yes, if you've seen the movie Shazam, that would be a perfect movie to see. The second movie was a movie. I'm not going to say if it was a good movie or bad movie, but it exists. But that first movie, for sure, you want to look at that montage scene where this doofus didn't know that he could get shot in the face because he was divinely empowered by the literal gods. Imagine that you're empowered by the literal gods and someone is shooting you with a bullet and you're unconsciously flinching, but you're bulletproof. But you're bulletproof. And so he had to actually analyze and practice this, which does not happen in an instant unless you're an Aquarius or a Pisces or weird like those people who I don't consider real people. But yeah, yeah, shots fired. But yeah, so it is what it is. Uh, this is pretty much going to have you master and perfect that. And why are you mastering and perfecting that? Because you can't escape Libra season. And Libra season is going to be where you're no longer in the gym practicing. It's the playoffs. It's the playoffs. I don't know if the championship game is going to be Capricorn season, but it probably is. And no, you are unreal. You Pisces are unreal. And you Aquarians, you're not slick. You're not slick. I know you're invading universes. It's cool. Elisha Eternal is literally out here bending air. You're not slick, bro. We know you got Aquarius energy. We know you got Saturn in Aquarius, so you're doing full on aerokinesis. Airbender, you're literally a Libra. You're literally like the power of air. Of course, you can do aerokinesis. Y'all are not slick. Y'all be doing that in front of people. Like, yeah, we get it. You got it. That's cool. But like playoffs, yes. Texas Kaizoku, yes. We know it's cool. Libra is at least fair with it. They are not Aquarius. Aquarius, whatever. It is what it is. It's like y'all know you can just get away with everything, and so you do it. It's just like wow. I had to learn that Floyd Mayweather's entire career is wow. And then I learned about Roy Jones Jr. yesterday. I didn't know he was a goat for real. For real, I didn't know it's Capricorn. Like for real. And it's interesting. I found out Floyd Mayweather has Mars and Mercury in Aquarius as a Pisces sun. So that's cheating. He makes his opponents look like amateurs. Imagine boxing someone who knows what you're going to do and their brain is linked with their punching power. So they're just styling on you. Pisces, you guys are unruly and it's unfair that you exist. Yes, there I said it. Steph Curry single handedly changed the game. I had to learn that. I had to watch about how they lost the championship because two of their players got injured. Do you not know that was the universe? Like Pisces, you really trying to do this shit? You really trying to fuck the game up and just win a dynasty and get a three-peat? All right, injure this motherfucker Clay Thompson. You know what? Injure this motherfucker Draymond Green. Do you not understand that was the universe interfering because Pisces is about to fucking change the game again? Y'all need to fucking chill. Y'all need to fucking chill. Jesus Christ. Like, stop, 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 stop. You're not gonna stop. You're gonna keep doing it. But like you see how the universe came through. You can't cheat the universe. Look at Steph Curry throw the ball when his teammate got injured. He knew. It's like fuck. No, you can't. I mean, you're gonna try. You got Neptune on your side, but it is what it is. Yes, maybe the rules don't apply to you, but remember that every time y'all do this shit, you fuck the game up. Every time you come through and break these records, it's over. This is what I'm trying to teach people. When you see Pisces come through and they make miracles, just run. Just go away. Just go away. First of all, that's disrespect to Taurus. That just gave I know they're Taurus's best friend, but like they gave you the foundation to do this. Now you just gonna fuck everything up, do impossible shit. And the game always degrades after you. You take it to a height that it can't ever. You take it to a legendary place that it can never be taken. And now you're breaking the game. You're shooting nothing but threes, and you're doing legendary shit. And now it's no longer fun because now here you come. I'm gonna do some shit that makes me believe in impossible stuff. Ah, keep that in mind because Pluto will eventually be in Pisces. Anyway, I just wanted to get out the way that this is a supernatural glow up activation. Okay. I do have a surprise after we set our intention that's going to be a super practical application of how to make the most of this activation. And you'll see it in the description box below. I also have two there's a PDF we'll talk about soon. And there are two videos. I have the Ultimate Law of Assumption Guide. That is a must. All right. If you've seen it, see it again. That's your homework. And if you haven't seen it, that's your homework. Go watch that. It's 40 Minutes of Greatness. Shout out to Indigo Dietrich. And then I also have, the Angel Hyler instant manifestation video. This is what is, I mean, you've been doing this your whole life, but like, yes, it's a great quick video to let you know a cheat code on how to instantly manifest. You're probably going to recognize, oh, I've been doing this my whole life. So you're not going to learn anything new. It's going to kind of remind you how you do if you don't already know. And yeah, I want you to take those concepts and run with them coming into the rest of Leo season. And thank you, Airbender. And going into Virgo season. All right. So before we step into this ritual, I want to talk about from now into the full moon and why this is quintessentially redefining the nature of how you express yourself. Because like you're stepping into black suit Spidey. Now you have drip unimaginable, and it's like a lot of the unconscious behaviors that held you back, you've burned them to cinders with this new moon. So now you're walking around with swag. Now you're fully out your comfort zone. That's like the Uranus square to Taurus, and you're stepping into the evidence of your evolution. So the first 3 months was you actually activating this evolution. Now we are integrating the evolution. It's like, oh my God, I actually look super flyness. Oh wow, wait, did I just get her number? Wait, did this just work? I mean, I knew it would work, but like, did I just make all this happen? It's like you have more expansion, you have more room to grow. So like, how would you creatively express yourself if the goddess of beauty and ultra sex freak Lilith is like, what's up, girl? What's up, boy? What's good? Let's do it. Let's have fun. This is pure lust, strength, fun energy that you get to balance both with lust and righteousness here. So, and you would think, oh, it's either or, you can't, but this is where we're going to come into Libra scales before the mutability of Virgo. Yes, the Riz unlocked. I love that. I want to be careful with how I'm saying this though, because most of you, your Riz has always been unlocked. So this is just more like an update pack. This is just like, hey, we got an extra new drip sauce pack. Sauce coming into Scorpio. And the emphasis of this is an activation of fire sign Leo passion. Trying Chiron and Aries. It's like you're healing the acceptance to be you. You're feeling more in love with being yourself. So it's going to attract a lot of sex opportunities to you because a lot of people are going to want what you got, what you're having. And the reason why it's going to be really weird is because of this square to Uranus and Jupiter. The square to Uranus and Jupiter is putting you in touch with people or types of people who are not your type or who they're not in your circles. You're not used to dealing with these people. So you could have never expected that you would fall in love with them or you would love everything about it. You're especially when you deal with Uranus and Venus, which are said to be original twin flames. This can bring a sense of love at first sight, but because it's the square from Leo to Taurus, it's this initial attraction that then disillusions itself. But the way it disillusions, the reason why it disillusions is because the concept and the idea come up with the square, but the disillusionment is like, oh, I really fuck with you. So like you're meeting people and like these people may come from a whole different world. Or these people might do stuff that you're not used to doing. It is out your comfort zone. And so with that 90-degree square, you know, there are going to be things about you that you clash with. So the Uranus unexpected energy is that you did not expect this to turn into mutual wish come true benefit. Samantha, do you see this 90-degree angle? It has started already. It has already started. It's like, wow, I was not expecting to fuck with you on the level that I am fucking with you. I thought that when I was introduced to you and you and you and you and you, we were definitely going to connect, but I had no idea this was going to ether into something greater than both of us, especially with Uranus and Jupiter. This is like Facebook energy. That is the worst analogy, but this is like Facebook energy. This is like Gangnam style energy. This is like just unnecessary shifts in culture that in the moment, yes, in the moment, you may not be aware is going to be as big as it is. Some people will, but I guarantee you there are at least 10 things in your life. That's another homework too. I guarantee you there are 10 things in your life right now, from opportunities to relationships to skills, that you have been sleeping on, that coming into the next week, you're going to be forcefully woken up. Like you may not have understood the value of what you are sitting on through the North Node in Taurus, and it's going to explode in your face. And it's going to be like, oh, snap. So now that you've leveled up and now you're stepping into so much more of a strengthened quality of value than you ever had, people are looking at you weird. And 2022, you already shifted the perception of you. That's why I'm saying, like, with this Lilith sex energy, there's going to be a lot thrown at you more. Like, specifically tied around to people who, I don't want to say people who didn't give you a chance, because that's not the narrative. It's not about people giving you a chance or not. You're the chance. You're the opportunity, right? But it's like of a lifetime. But it's like certain experiences that you might have been rejected in, or you never felt comfortable in, or you never felt were for you, are being thrown at you. That's what's going to be really weird. Like, well, I didn't even think you'd be into this. And the thing is, the skill you had, what you had was just as valuable as it was before, but that understanding of the value was not awakened. So that's why on a certain level, you might feel like, wait, I thought you said this was stupid. I thought you said this was delusional. I thought you said this was pseudoscience. Why is it mainstream? Like, why is everyone coming to me for it? Like, it's the hot shit. Didn't you bitches call me crazy? Like, and that's a horrible example, but like, that's what it's gonna feel like for you. It's gonna be like, now the stock market on your value has unexpected, like exponentially hiked up, and people are looking at you different, like, oh. So that's where the disillusionment will come in, coming into Virgo season, so that you can prepare for Libra. Virgo season is going to complete several cycles, and you're going to see the reality of how fucking cold you are, how you have leveled up. Listen, the energy in Virgo means you're on point. You're not fucking around. So like, you can just express your skills now on the spot. You can do it. You're ready. Boom. And that's going to prepare you for Libra season, where you now step into the playoffs. That's what I want to call it. It's like, you've practiced through Virgo season, had your montage. Now the very important thing for Libra is, who am I going to pick for my team? Because if I make the wrong decision, I'm going to lose the playoffs. Once we step into Libra, it's no longer about your individual effort. You have to bring yourself and show up, but now it's about interpersonal cooperative dynamics and knowing who to trust coming into Scorpio. So like, this is where the alignment with your integrity through the consistency that you actually maintain through Virgo season, you will automatically know, oh, this is my person. Oh, I'm meant to be with these person. And you're going to take actions to build this, because that is a 6-month portal, boom, through Aries, that's going to define who you are over the next 10 years. That whole adage, whoever you're around, like it's so much more important now. So with that being said, I have to once again remind you that this new moon in Leo right here is so important, because it is the first social new moon of the year. So this is like being at a bonfire and you're around people who, you know, you're destined to be around. Like it's going to be kind of uncanny how you're going to be able to say, oh, wow, can you remember we had no idea the shit was going to be what it is when we were around here right now. So this is really beautiful, because relative to that, the best way I can say this is an enhanced supernatural quality of experiences are about to rain down on you, and you're going to master how to integrate that into your lifestyle and behavior. All of this is coming from within you. You're activating it from your heart. Mercury's upcoming retrograde is going to literally click into your brain this analysis. Like, by the time it conjuncts the sun in Virgo in September, you're just going to understand shit. You're just going to suddenly get it. It's gonna click like you took NZT. So it's this new moon that is pushing you into the plot. It's gonna have things unfold for you. And I just want to remind you that because we had this on Lilith and on Venus retrograde, please contemplate. This is a horrible example, but it's like Stella getting her groove back. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, or the ugly duckling. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a bit of a transformation. It's a glow up. And after this glow up, people look at you different. So it's like opportunities that you didn't have before, they're there. They're there. It's like you can sample them. Like, wow, this dish wasn't even available to me before. I didn't even know this was my favorite dish. Now I'm eating with people who I would never even be seen at a table with, and we're actually having a good time. I would have before looked at this person like, screw this motherfucker. And they would have looked at me the same way. We're bonding. Like, it's crazy. And it's just happening. The reason why it's just happening is because of Uranus square. So that's what makes it super unconventional. And that's what's going to bring by fate and fortune, the destined quality of this with the Jupiter square, relationships, opportunities. Is going to be really fun. But I have to emphasize, because Pluto is King Kunks this, and Neptune is King Kunks this. So if you have not acknowledged that there is a sexual freak in you that wants expression, it will express itself in very unhealthy and weird ways. So just acknowledge that. I think some of you might want to dust it out. Some of you are freaks. And I'm not talking about you. You freaky asses. You keep that shit active every day. Not all of us are freaky like you. Okay. And we gotta dust that shit out. It's been some of you never used it ever. And you can be like, oh wow, this shit exists. Oh my God, I didn't even know. Some of you like Linus, you know what I'm saying? If you're a Scorpio, Okay, so there you go. You're Pisces, Scorpio, any of you are water signs, Cancer maybe. Cancer, you are getting hated on forever. And still getting cheeks and smashing or whatever. And I have to say it like that because the vulgarness. But like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? For those of you who need it dusted out, you know what I mean? Like this shit is gonna be amazing. People gonna be looking at you like you've been in these streets forever. But yeah, I can't not like that's the whole nature of it. I have to emphasize again. Venus retrograde means the way you've approached relationships, you're not approaching them anymore the same way. It's never going to be the same. And this is going to start with the blast. So, in conclusion, I'm going to go over the next 2 weeks from new moon to full moon. It's important you see this activation here because everything moving forward is your montage scene. You by the end of September, you have mastered supernatural abilities. Like there are techniques you can use. You could literally be like, yo, look, if I snap my fingers twice, that person's gonna talk to me. That's impossible. I swear to God. Pick anybody. Okay, that person right there. Hey, how you doing? Holy shit, like you're mastering it. You're starting to understand more how it works. You're perfecting it through 30 days. That's what you're bringing into the playoffs. That's what you're bringing into the Libra season portal. I fucking promise you. You have a unique talent, and the whole nation of the glow up is that you are redefining your beauty. And that's this Venus retrograde. The square, though, is going to add unconventional elements like supernatural powers and abilities that will now add so much more to your swag. I have to be honest. Most of you are going to act brand new. You're going to be brand new. People are going to be like, what the fuck happened to you? You are brand new. It's me. I'm niggas. I'm most of you. I'm going to be acting brand new as fuck too. Everyone is really, if you do it right. You're there's no way you're not. Okay, this is what this new moon is for. So like just really be mindful because you're not the same person who grinded these cycles through. You came into an upgrade of your RPG class and you got a new weapon. So like you're feeling yourself. You're not approaching shit the way you did before. You are brand new and you need to embrace that. If someone says that, oh, you're acting brand new, be like, you're welcome. So like there you go. It's a new season, bitch. Like, and do a Leo season hair flip and keep it moving. There you go. This is a whole glow up. So like some people will not even recognize you. They'll be like, "What the fuck happened to you?" And be like, "What didn't happen?" They're like, you just just make sure you bring a little attitude to it. Put a little sauce in it. Boom. There we go. Straight like that. Boom. There you go. So that's the most important thing about this cycle. And then once we step into the activation, the moon is in Virgo. So like Virgo is going to give you every receipt unimaginable about how you are the shit. You are fucking awesome. Like if you ever doubt that, okay, wow, the idea of this glow up is real, but that would be dope if it was like really real. Virgo will be like, bitch, what are you talking about? Deep facts, facts, facts. You are coming into an analytical understanding of what you are actively manifesting. This is this activation. So the opposition to Saturn and Neptune is drawing from unseen metaphysical elements in the form of synchronicities outside of your control that reinforce the fact that you are the fucking shit. And that's the whole vibe here. I don't want to get too technical. Leo just wants to know if you're a loser or if you're awesome. You're fucking awesome. Look at me. You're fucking awesome. And you're going to understand how awesome you are the next couple of days because this will now reinforce this activation into your behavior. Cool. Once that steps into Libra, right? Since we're having the activation of these transits at the final degrees, we do want to look at August 21st. That Libra moon conjunction to the nodes activating this final Leo season energy for the second time at that, because this is how we started the transit. We started the transit with 0 degrees Leo, 0 degrees Libra moon. So once we activate this again, this is going to be your social understanding of how you actively apply this activation and glow up socially. You're practicing it and changing your behavior, Virgo, and then you are now establishing it through connecting with other people. It's a balanced understanding of how fucking awesome you are. And that's going to help you understand what teams are starting to form. Like the transits to the South Node Libra are crazy. This entire 16-month route, every single moon in Libra transit we have, literally start off with it squaring Pluto. Like it's fucking crazy. It is fucking crazy. So like pay attention every time the moon is in Libra. It's going to give you all the clues you need. And this is going to really help set the position. So the reason why it's important is once the moon goes into Scorpio, y'all, it's over. This is preparing us for Sauce Fest and Scorpio season. And you're going to come into more deep psychoanalysis of this change of behavior through the Virgo moon. And once the sun goes into Virgo, guys, we immediately begin with the opposition to Saturn. And this is where I'm saying, like, Virgo season, you're going to understand that it's the end of the world. Like, this is where up into Virgo, we're talking about it like, guys, the world is ending. And we're not going to be joking anymore. Like, it's going to really begin to look like it over the next 2 years. Then society is going to transform completely 2025. So I'm going to do the monthly peace report for Virgo season. It's going to be one of my best. You do not want to miss that. If you're an Infinity Club member, you'll be able to see the replay. I'm going to do that the following Saturday. So it's August 24th. Then the following Saturday that week. You don't want to miss that if you want to catch that live. So once the sun goes into Virgo, it's no more playing around. Like this is going to be giving you such a hyper analytical awareness of how amazing you have evolved. This is going to begin the final part of season 2. Okay, season 2 started with the splash in Cancer. We're going to complete this in Virgo season. And Libra season is the most important season this year because of the South Node. Aries season of next year, for sure. Libra season is going to take everything we've activated and it's going to flip the lever. So Virgo season is your only opportunity to take these newly evolved skills and perfect the fuck out of them. Imagine if Libra season hits and war breaks out, and now you have a superpower or two that you've been practicing and will give you a glimpse of hope to make it into the new heaven and a new earth, a new world past the judgment period, an alien invasion, and subsequent zombies. Can you believe Nostradamus had the audacity to predict that there would be zombies? Which would be cool. We can say he's crazy, but some of his predictions are coming true. Fucking asshole. Anyway, it is what it is. By the time the moon goes into Scorpio and we have this square with the moon in Sag to the sun in Virgo, you are going to understand that you just shifted through a mutable portal. And you're going to understand the hidden meaning like a critic. This is going to be ridiculous. This is going to literally begin the shift of applying this activation of energy to fundamentally change and redefine your behavior forever. This is because you have newly activated supernatural abilities and talents that will change the way you live your life. Peter Parker does not ride the subway. Why? Because he be web slinging around this bitch. That's just a fact. Why would, unless he wants to? You feel me? So, like, that's what this next week is going to bring. You are within like a week of applying what you have been activating for several months. Forget this materialist, reductionist, immediate gratification society that expects results for work that they barely put in. This is for those of you who've been putting in the work. This shit is breaking through in ways beyond your control. And that's where your understanding of who you are within is fully expressing itself. Once we step into now the moon in Capricorn, and you start to fully express the nature of how powerful this change in behavior is, this is going to prepare you for that reawakening in Pluto, and it's going to enhance how much more with this grand Earth trine of this reintegration of behavior while Mercury is retrograding is fundamentally changing how it is you analyze everything you can create, because you are literally experiencing your entire life change. Pretty dope shit. Because then the moon's going to go into Aquarius. That's that Cat Williams energy, Moon Aqua, Sun Virgo. And this is giving you an extraordinarily advanced knowledge of how to pimp your literal lifestyle. Boom. That's when we have the full moon on literal Chronos, and you are stepping into perhaps one of the most revolutionary unlockings of reality warping and how you fit it into your actual 3D reality. This is completing the process of beginning to harvest a change in belief of how you behave and live. And that's a fancy way of saying you set up your montage period. Okay, the first 2 weeks of that Virgo season is your montage period. And after you finish your montage period, you have that like end scene after the end of the montage, boom. And then you do that thing where you were trying to do in the beginning of the montage, and it shows that the montage was successful because boom, there you go. That was like the sneak peek of Virgo. We're gonna break that down. But this is the most magical full moon of the year, one of the most magical. This is what's going to reconfigure your brain's ability to process this mastery. So it's like when you started this transit, you could barely dribble. When you finish this transit, you're crossing out people AI style. So we want to talk about the dramatic evolution of how quickly you accelerate your growth in order to surpass skill levels in a very unnormal, unnatural process, but of course done naturally. Anyway, y'all, I'm going to go more into this during the Virgo season. I kind of got carried away and, wanting to make sure you really, really embrace how exciting this is. This is super fucking awesome. This is a super fucking awesome new moon. You are glowing up at a literal supernatural level. And the only thing you have to do is maintain integrity of your intention. The only intention you want to make is what fun do you want to create in your life? The new moon in Leo is saying, what will you do? Aquarius is I know. Taurus is I have, right? Scorpio, you could say, is I trust, or I transform, or my bad. But Leo is I will. If Aquarius is I know, Leo is I will. This is an activation of your will through your life force. So as you are stepping through the socials on stage, what is this declarative intent? And what is the talent you're ready to give to the world? And that doesn't have to be mentally done. Just how do you want to feel? You know what I'm saying? So if you want a practical understanding of how to do this, those 2 YouTube videos are going to basically be your hack. Those 2 law of assumption videos will be literally how you can take the energy that I just spoke of in this hour and hypercharge it. Because if you now use those techniques in an app, it's going to hyper accelerate. Okay, you and Colby be doing that. It's going to hyper accelerate your progress versus if you don't practice this and you're not conscious of how your thoughts are hyper engineering your reality. So before I bring my very special guest, all right, someone who I want to introduce you to, and you may be able to guess his sign, all right, I want to just conclude here that this activation is preparing for you to change the game. If you click the description box link below, let me actually just show you. You're going to see that in the description box, there is this instant manifestation video made by a literal angel. And then there's this ultimate law of assumption guide. Literal angel meaning she's sun, moon, Mercury, and Gemini. Like I did the research. She's legit. Then you have the ultimate law of assumption guide. These 2 videos right here will hook you the fuck up. That's it. I'm going to share those same videos for Virgo season, right? But if that alone wasn't enough, I now want to introduce the unlock code. And I'm going to share with you someone really cool who's going to even further make this even more of a very engaging and fun process. And this is pertaining to the PDF that is the very first link. So you can download that right now. That link is good for an entire year. I'm not playing, Linus. It is like we doing. Let's get it. This is it. This is it. So personally, I would like for all of you to, in your mind's eye, hold the intention in your heart, because this is Leo. I want you to hold in your mind's eye what you know you're going to be experiencing in 6 months, or as soon as tomorrow, or right now. I want you in this practicing of claiming your experience to set at the very least 1 to 5 intentions, knowing that within 2 weeks you're going to experience every single one of them. Don't worry about how. That's Virgo season. Okay, that's going to be Virgo season. So with that being said, I want you to hold that intention in your mind's eye. Now I want you to imagine that you have your intention in this exclusive banger of a party with everyone who you're in the live chat with and around right now. We're all chilling and we're talking to each other about how we manifested our intention. Oh, what did you intend for? What did you manifest? And you're enjoying it. Now we're, of course, strengthening this intention. I want you to feel that energetic charge, maintain that intention, and your mission, should you choose to accept, is to just maintain that intention. We're going to meet in the full moon and then release it. Okay. So now that you have this intention in your heart, you can keep going back to this image. We've now created this time capsule. Once we end this ceremony, it's going to release our intention. But now on your person, just maintain that intention and you can tap into this imagination bubble of us partying there. We've put that now. Now that we've done that, it exists now. So you can just do that, strengthen it, and you're going to carry it with you. So with that being said, I would like to introduce my guest, and he's going to go into more what you can do with this intention and how you can gain the code to unlock your literal self. How you doing, bro?
What's up, everybody? How you doing?
Word.
Let's get into it. It's time to have a lot more fun, y'all. You know, sort of at a weird angle, but we're going to lean into it.
Lean in. Hold up.
All right,
That's pretty good.
bad. So we got some really fun stuff for y'all. It's real simple. You know, a lot of people, they're visual learners. They have to experience something. Okay? Other people are kinesthetic. They have to experience something. Right? So, as we already said, it's glow up time. And I'm Mr. Mofa. Hello, how are you doing?
Right. You said Mr. Mofa.
Mr. Mofa.
All right.
You know, there's only two things that we need to ever talk about. It's very simple. Are we done with the old party? And can we go have more fun?
Are we done with the old party and can we have more fun? How about that?
You know, now if someone says no, I can't, then you know, you can be honest with yourself. But we got you too. It's not anything that we have to ever hate on somebody because they're coming from a different angle. And you know, for everybody from people that are looking to homeschool all the way down to just someone that's like, I feel like I'm spinning and I don't know what's going on. You can figure it out real simple for yourself, but it's a personal unlock code. It's not something that someone else's 1, 2, 3 is your 1, 2, 3. Their north node is not your north node. You
Right.
know what I mean? That's very simple. So whatever they think is up, down, left, right, AB, you know, simple stuff that they know the code for, that may not work for you, you know, and that's something that we have to really admit. You know, it's very simple. So with the unlock code, what we have is we have a visual way to be able to see what's going on with yourself, deal with your own subconscious, and have a lot more fun with it. Okay, because as some of our teachers have previously told us and showed us very easily, hey, you got this, but you got to get used to it. You got to do some reps. And it's not that you have to overly strain. You don't have to, as I like to say, you don't have to Hulk out and just like, you know, go crazy all the time. You're going to be able to do that, but you can't hold that forever. You can't hold that long. So with the visual mapping method, what happens is you kind of get to relax a little bit more, okay? This is still based on different aspects of how you interact with things, how you perceive things, how that relates to your psyche, how that relates to what's going on with you. So if you're trying to heal, if you realize something new about yourself today, or if you're just having so much fun that you're like, yo, this is surreal. You know, this is the people I want to be around. So when we've already said, hey, you're going through this Venus cycle, it's a rebirth. There's a Phoenix energy going on, right? Then you have this new moon on top of it. And you're picking up speed. What we do and what I do, I like to draw. So as an artist, I come from a certain angle where I'm like, oh, this is beautiful, but this is also kind of weird, tragic even, you know? But that's just how I felt it. Other people felt it from other perspectives. Some people had great childhoods. I still had a great childhood, but I saw everything. You know, it wasn't something that my eyes were shut at any point. So I felt a certain way. And I feel like we don't put it down for our children enough to be able to really claim certain things. But That's just because I feel a lot. I'm one of those Pisces moons, but mine is 22, so I got to do something with it. I'm going to build something for us.
22-degree Pisces moon.
Indeed, indeed. So I feel the despair. I can feel the subconscious of people. I can feel the consciousness of people, and it's not to judge them, because even for me, I have Saturn at the top for my Libra 10th house, in an exalted position, so-called. But what does that mean to me? How does that feel to me? What does that impress upon me, or does it free me up? For some people, it's going to impress upon them. They're going to feel like they're contorted into a shape. People talk bad about Saturn, but it's really just a characteristic. So it exists in man, or our bodies. That would be me pretty soon.
Right, I feel you.
Get back.
So, and someone had asked if you were a Leo, but you said you have Saturn in Libra, and what else do you have in Libra?
So I got a full stack, y'all. I got a stellium. So what we're talking about is we're saying I have so many energies in a bundle, just an area. But again, what we do is we visualize this stuff. So it's not just I can scribble it on an iPad, and I do. And this is part of what you're going to see. When you download the PDF, it's going to give you a piece of our workbook. So this is something that we've been working on, but it's really time to give it to everybody, So you're kind of seeing it now. And what you're seeing is a way for you to get your thoughts out and still heal and do everything that you're doing, but to do it in such a way that nobody else is going to do it like you. There is no wrong way to do it. What's happening here is your subconscious is going to help you get some conversation going, and you're going to be able to jump through your own portals. But even when we draw it on there, you're going to notice every time you have an event, every time you have that moment where maybe you zone back in to the world and things get real physical again, right? You're able to say, oh, well, I noticed I had one of those episodes. Or if that's just something that you hop in and out of all the time, you can say, well, there's a before I came back this time, right? And I was mentally in another place. You just drop a dot. Or you can say, well, you know what? When I took the trash out, I was about 8:36. Okay, yeah. Am I hungry? You can just drop a dot on this graph. And what it'll do is it'll help you see what's going on with your subconscious naturally. You are your own therapist in a certain way, because all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty back together again. Only Humpty can do that. You know what I'm saying? And that's depending on if you maybe do an Eeyore thing where you're just holding it and you just don't want to let go. But now, if you don't be more of who you are, people are going to die quicker.
Wow.
So we have to do this. And I come from a line of people that are healers and teachers. So for what I have of them in me, because we live in our DNA, you can't lie on your DNA. It don't work that way. Okay. And that's quantum energy. So basically, that's the real where you feel deep back in the core of you. And you're like, nah, this is how I really feel about this. This is what's going on. This is my experience. Behind everything that you might see in the physical, right? You have the emotional, the spiritual, and the mental. So what we do is we show you how to visualize these things in your brain. Your brain, which is a filter, it's still going to try to hate a little bit, but what's going to happen is you're going to see and feel the shift, and you're going to be able to do what you do. You're going to be able to see your own stretch. You see what I'm saying? So when we say yoga, we're not talking about just, what you normally think of. We're talking about yoga where you get the stretch, but it's not quite just the physical. It is when you sit into that deep stretch physically. So I'm going to say it one good time for everybody, and I put this on everything. Stretch your damn hip flexors. And see if your day don't be a little bit more lovely. You know what I'm saying? See if you can't handle things with a little bit more finesse or whatnot. So the visuals, we'll get into that later for sure. Again, we showed the book a little bit. We have some scribbles for you. So we're going to give those things to you. And then we want to hear from you. You know what I'm saying? So as we give you some of these visuals, like I said, you can shout out anything. And I can tell you from, a baby's eating pattern all the way down to, hey, I'm going to administrate my estate and will. These are the steps that you're going to be able to lay out for yourself. And, it goes hand in hand with everything else that people have been teaching you, because you're supposed to add up the context for yourself. It doesn't mean that you got to sit there and, go extra super stupid hard. But if you choose to, you're good. You're going to be all right. Just try scribbling on a piece of paper. It'll mean what it means to you. And that's the key. It's your symbols, but you're able to see what you put together. You're able to see how it matters and it has some context. So we put some really cool stuff together for you. Like I said, we're going to make sure that you get those downloads, and realistically, there'll be visual maps. Okay. Truthfully, we have some dry erase boards ready. So that way, for the children, for the people that are homeschooling, for people that are in business or starting their business, those dry erase boards are going to be invaluable, because you're going to be able to lay out, okay, this before I set it up this way and I started operating this way. And there's after, but you're going to see it visually, like on a timeline. You'll be able to take what's happening with Venus, what's happening with Pluto, what's happening with Saturn. You'll be able to say, oh, I see how that might hit me like that. And that did feel like that. Oh, on this timeline, I can just drop a dot and circle it, and it represents the moment that I felt, but only I felt it like that. So even that circle there, just like the astrology wheel, you'll be able to see what it means to you, because it's really a sphere. Okay. It's not a flat 360-degree sphere.
So my bad, I was gonna ask, like, would we be able, so how we could drop a dot for this ceremony then?
For sure.
Could we do like an example of that?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So what we can do, and everyone can see this, it should be the second page. So you got the gold page on the front. The second page, when you look at it, you can just say, okay, if I have these days, you can line up what day of the week it is. Okay. And everybody should be, if you have an iPad, take a screenshot. You see what I'm saying? And start scribbling on it. Take your finger. That's what it's made for. Whatever. So you can do that. Okay. So I have the same thing on my iPad. It's probably too bright to see, so we're not gonna worry about this. But again, you can download it. You got access to it. We're showing it on the screen too. So that second page, what you'll see is you'll be able to say, okay, what part of the week you should mean was this? And you can just drop a dot in that relative area. Now, for some people to say, well, that first week is too small for me. It's just an approximation. Okay. Realistically, what it's doing is just giving your brain something to release from. It's a symbol. Okay. It allows your subconscious to kind of vent. So sometimes you're going to hear your subconscious tell you more about that event that you dropped the dot for and you circled. So I literally teach people how to drop a dot and circle something and start figuring out the situation that they're dealing with, whether it's troubleshooting audio video equipment, whether it's looking at how a business works, whether it's how your spiritual body is flowing. All those things are interconnected. Spirituality, business is a lower vibrational version of spirituality as most people would think about it. It's just a different spectrum. So even with this, you can overlay things. So you could say, well, all right, my work schedule is this, but my daughter's pickup schedule is this. Now, I don't have kids, but the reality is I can sit there and see that. So I've done this over and over again, and I had to make my own templates. But this is where I made improvements and said, okay, out of love for people, you know what I'm saying, and for also knowing what I'm down here to do, here you go. Talk to your subconscious, get your subconscious talking to you. This is how you can set your rituals. This is how you can, do a lot of different things. So we got a lot of hotness for you, but we're starting it off real simple because we know y'all going to take it and run with it. And there's no wrong way to approach it. So overlay work schedule with, your trading schedule, or overlay your networking events with, you know, your poop schedule. I don't care, right? The reality is everybody's got something that they're dealing with. So you can kind of see chapters, you can see different things that we can teach you. You know, P. Stiller is learning how to work this visual method. I come from consulting, I come from tech, I come from ad agency work and think tank work. So I work a little different. I do a little different, you know, type of shimmy, you feel me? But at the end of the day, I get it done because if there's a problem with a project, if we're trying to do something we don't feel like we're being successful with, well, I mean, I don't think we really have to mention the name of the video when some group of people said that they was like, I'm not having it. And this is what's about to go down. The reality is it's known, you know, in all circles that this time would come. So even in astrology or the occult or in whatever book that you can think of, it's already known. It's a storyline. So now we get to visualize it. Like I said, guys, feel free to ask questions, but realistically, it is going to show you literally how to peep what's going on with Venus. And I think I can share a little scribble I did. And if you want to put that one up, or let's see if we can get it to show.
It will.
It will?
Yeah.
All right. So we'll just make it.
There we go. Yeah, just put it up a little bit.
All right.
I got it for you.
Go for it. We'll share that out like as a full download too, but this was done 2 days ago. So this is a 3-week sprint in business. You know, there's different methodologies for project management, producing things. So when you say Taurus gets shit done, oh, Taurus gets shit done. Okay. Taurus is the logistics of it. If you want to say it that way, it's the nervous system.
Mm-hmm.
It's the epitome of physicality. Even how do you bring it into this density type thing? So this is a 3-week sprint of what we're actually going through. And there's before this 3-week sprint, and then there's after this 3-week sprint. So we can easily do a before and after, but here's a different zoom out, as P. Stiller said earlier. If you zoom out, you're going to be able to see more context. So we'll get you that visual, you know what I'm saying? And y'all can play with that too, but you can do the same thing looking at that week. And we gave you 2 pages, you know what I'm saying? This is a physical book that we're producing. So, you know, we'll get you ways to support us, but you can always go to, you can either call us or you can go to unlock.wxrld.
I'm going to update that right now.
y.com. So basically, we're
Could you say
unlock.
Unlock.
WXRLDE. By. Like that.
Oh, DEY?
Yeah. I think, yeah.
Oh, this?
Yeah, world. Yeah. WXRLDY.
Oh, take the E out.
Okay. Y. There you go.
.com or dot? Oh, .com. Okay. There we go. The unlock code.
So you guys can download a few different things from that website as well. We'll just email it to you. All right.
I'm going to put that in the description box below, guys.
It works with everything. So, you know, anything that you guys want to vet out, anything that you guys want to say, well, this is how it happened. Okay. Go there with your mind. Go drop a dot, you know, on the day and time you think that it happened, and go look. And it's the same thing we do naturally. We send our minds to different places. But what this is all doing is helping you figure out how your universe works. It's helping you figure out what's going on with you and how you can make things work for you. So, you know, it's not built to get you only on one system. it's giving you different approaches that your subconscious will say, oh, you're talking to me now. Oh, okay. All right, I got something for you. Okay, cool. You want some of this? Now it's going to ask you, are you ready for your power? And I'm just telling you, if people are about what they say they about, and like I said, I've lived across our so-called country. So the reality is, from Jersey to Cali, from Cali to Atlanta, to traveling all around, what I saw was we were having problems adding it up. And that's just context. But it's something that I'll talk about sometimes, and I'll say, well, how can you recognize something if you can't do cognition very well? And most people, we have issues with our nervous system. It may not be to the point where, the person feels, so physically incapable, but it can be. Okay. My mom has MS. So that's something that, it hits different. It's still your nervous system. So realistically, what it's like is it's you being able to say, okay, well, can I talk to anybody about this? And not everybody can, because from how they interacted with the outside world through their five senses, their nervous system, their tree of life, they've felt a certain way. That chart that you look at every day with a circle is telling you so many things about yourself. It's not even funny because it's a sphere. It's your whole sphere of influence. And you can still exceed it, you can still evolve, but you have to figure out a little bit more of your unlock code to be able to do so. So when some people want to change, they really might want to change, but not be able to do it. You see what I mean? And it might just be an unlock code that they're kind of hitting that astral ceiling. They might be hitting just some type of things that, hit different. You know what I mean? So knowing occupational therapists, knowing neurophysiologists, knowing different people that, literally really have love for you guys. Okay. But in different ways, they're held back. That can be, I'm kind of tearing up because I'm thinking about my grandmother, but I'm also thinking about my mother. So, excuse me. The reality is that they care for you guys. The reality is that they want to be able to help you do a lot more. Okay. And in doing so, they're often compromised, but they also don't know how to unlock that part of themselves. Mm-hmm. They don't know how to break through and say, it doesn't matter what, society says, but I'm going to be able to express myself, in whatever way. The reality is that this unlock code, this capability to visualize things, this ability to take a pen or a pencil and learn how to do the method, or get the physical book and be able to scribble for yourself, or use an iPad and be able to do it yourself. The action from darkness of the mind comes lightning. People know a lot of phrases, but they don't often tell you how things actually function. They can't feel it through. And that's what the verb or the action that a lot of people would have a little issue of it being what God is. To do the thing, to be in the act of being what was set forth. Whether you're in alignment with the Lord or whether you are the Lord. That's polarity. You'll see that visually, and you'll learn why esoteric knowledge and all that kept different aspects away from you, because it's more full body. You're able to do a lot more when you're not misunderstood for yourself. So again, the unlock code does a lot for you. We're making sure that we're really putting on for everybody. You know what I'm saying? We're not here to act a certain way to this one, that one, the third. Are you doing what you are about? Are you being yourself? Are you being your nature? Okay, well, obviously, sometimes we have to deal with that. But this is nothing new. It's not that the world is going to instantaneously be, perfect for everybody. But what it is it can be perfect for yourself based on, what you have going on, what you're doing, and how you're making it work for you. The unlock code .wxrldy.com. That's that website.
In the description box below.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You gotta forgive me. Like I said, I'm more I get it done type. I still have that Capricorn for you. I still have that Libra for you. I still got that Virgo 29-degree Venus. So
Damn.
we really are unleashing and unlocking. That's why we're bringing it to you.
So Libra Sun, Libra Saturn, Cap Rising, and Pisces.
Yeah,
Damn.
I apologize. We didn't even get all that stellium in there. So basically,
Right.
Mercury 8 degrees, Sun 9 degrees, Saturn 23 on that Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? 28 degree or 26 degrees Pluto. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
So I'm still
Okay.
Sag, 12th house, right?
Yeah.
So it still just come down to I'm a growth monster, and if you ain't growing, I'm still
You look
Saturn. I'm still Chronos.
Sound like a Reaper too. Got the Saturn, Pluto, and shit.
In high school, they called me the Grim Reaper. Shout out to Creekside. You know what I'm saying? Them boys was wild.
There we
You know what
go.
I'm saying? I had hands, but I didn't even get on the field like that, man. We had a crazy squad, almost won state. So bow out, you know what I'm saying? But I'm still a GOAT. Everybody still knows. So everybody's like, oh shit.
I love it.
This is why we're dropping stuff for y'all. So I'm Mr. Mo Fun. It's time to have more fun. Like literally, it's not that people are not gonna, still complain and moan. We're gonna hear more than that than you would ever imagine. But there's so many phrases we could go into, so many crazy things I could say. The reality is, we'll get into all that later. We're gonna show y'all more. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna walk through examples. So we're not just, pitching you hard or something like that. Like you're gonna fuck with us because you're gonna be like, yo, okay, I fucks with it. And you're gonna have your own experiences. That's the bottom line of it. Mm-hmm. So, nobody's gonna kind of leave unscathed. Everybody's gonna learn something. And like I said, it is time to ride again. It's gonna be. Some people say it's gonna be 90s crazy, and for everybody that still can reach back to that, but realistically, it's gonna be some Aquarian, just super, just network amazingness that you can't describe. You can only do it in different planes of existence. You know what I'm saying? You can't really say it verbally. You know what I mean? That type of thing. So again, the unlock code, the website, you know what I'm saying, is unlock.wxrlde.com. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you can pick up a couple of pieces. So the 3-week sprints in there, same thing I used to create the one I did. But like I said, we'll be dropping that, a little bit further. We'll make sure that we do some examples together. We'll do them live. You'll be able to go to our YouTube channel as well. So we have some really good stuff for y'all.
Those are on the website, right? The website. Okay, cool.
Yeah, just like I said, once you go there, you'll be able to tap in multiple ways. We're still gonna drop other cool things. So you know what it is. It's just gonna be a lot more fun now that we're fully popping out.
Also, so what's a way we could, like, if we all have an example of this, right? How could we use the PDF to map out this event for the next week or 2 weeks?
Okay, so if you have the PDF, what you're going to do is you're going to go to the second page again, and what you're going to do is you're going to look at the day of the week that and that was this morning. Okay, for most people it's super early. So like East Coast, wasn't it like 2:39, 2:38
a.m.? Yeah.
Okay. So West Coast, it was, or was that West Coast? It was 2:38 for us, West Coast. I think it was West Coast us. Forgive us, but
I woke up random too, and I seen it.
Yeah, it was 2:38 this morning for West Coast. So for East Coast, that would have been around 5:38, 5:39, something like that. So what you're going to do with that second page is you're going to be able to go in and you're going to be able to find the day of the week, which will be Wednesday. And based on what's called the ecliptic, there's a really good book. So everybody that has a pen or something, grab this book, and we'll also give you a link to it later on as well. But it's called The Devil's Pulpit. and it's literally like a sermon, but also a book about astrology and how it integrates with, what people think is religion. We'll say it that way. But the ecliptic is the pathway of the sun. So this base looking template that we're using and that we set up, we figured out different ways to interface with it, but it's still just like it looks. If you actually look at it, it looks like DNA. It's still the pathway of the sun, and it's still like activations of DNA. So when you drop a dot on it with the way we've set it up, what you're seeing is you're seeing the week, but you can follow literally every time it crosses the timeline from left to right, it's literally 6 o'clock. So as you would know it, it's 6 o'clock. So when the first hump goes over, it's 6 o'clock. When it reaches the top of the hump, it's 12. So if you zoom in on that bottom one, it's just a zoomed in version. Now what you're seeing is 6 p.m. on the left, and then 6 a.m. right after day one. So you're able to see different aspects of yourself through this setup, because a lot of people say the sun was very important. The ecliptic shows you something. It's the pathway of the sun. It doesn't mean we can't do other pathways, but we started with the simple one that would give everybody some point of reference, because everything is symbolic to us. Every moment is symbolic, right? So with this, you can still see 6 o'clock, 6 a.m., 6 p.m., and then you can still see 12 at the humps. So 12 in the morning, 12 at night, and you can see what the look of a day is. How did your day flow? You could drop a dot anywhere on that timeline and see a lot of different examples. So what you're going to do is you're going to drop what time the full moon hit. It was at its exactitude for West Coast 2:38 in the morning. Okay, so then of course you adjust for your time, right? So for East Coast, it would have been about 5:38. You can figure out the rest from there. So you would drop the time right at that 2:38, and you would just drop a dot
on the event schedule.
Yeah.
Okay.
And once you do that, what happens is, think about like rain coming down from the sky and how it rains on a lake and it makes those ripples. Well, that's really your life. You're row, row your boat gently down the stream. And the timeline is going from left to right. That's what most people, think the time is. It's linear in their mind, but it's doing other things all at the same time. Musicians see it. That's also the heart rate monitors. That's the EEG machines for the nurses and how they tell if you're, brain waves and things like that, right? So MRIs, and a lot of people are going to be going through things. So you're going to be able to see it, but you're going to be able to still do your business and say, well, this is the time that my business was open, because you can really plot out what time did I work, what time, is my shop open, when did I go to this, to this point. So 2:38 for Venus, for the new moon, Venus was already doing some things. So there was a lot of energy flowing through, and you're able to see every time you drop an event and say something new happened. So it's almost like being in control of, well, what rain, what events happened in my life, hit my world, and I experienced it. So you can do it from healing all the way to the impact of the new moon. And now when you say this new moon was a lion and it was Leonian and had this type of energy, it's not to say that you had cat dreams, but maybe if that was, you would just drop what time you had the cat dream. You would just put it underneath and say, well, what time did I have this cat dream? Oh, it was at 12:59, just before the new moon struck. And if that was your spiritual experience, if that was your astral projection, if that was the cat nap that you had, you would be able to just plot it. If it was the time you got off of work, if that's the time that your receipt said, if you keep seeing 333, you know what I mean? You would be able to plot these synchronicities and say, oh yeah, that synchronicity happened right around 7 o'clock.
You could just drop dots for each one of those events.
And you're going to see what's happening to your life, but your subconscious with just circling something like that, and with the fact that you drew it, even, it is tactile learning. It is the things that help people with autism, so-called, right? It is the things that allow for people to really express themselves, but in a way that is personal,
right,
and they get to unlock it for themselves. The subconscious is still going to talk to them through every movement. So out of darkness comes lightning, and then I move my pen, or I know how to draw this way or that way. You see what I mean? Oh, well, what if I don't have the time to draw like that? Well, that's why we give you the different parts of the actual visual. Okay, the part with the check boxes, you can just write down, well, what date, what time did I notice something? You know, when I came to this epiphany, you know, I need more sushi in my life. I can't live without it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can have fun with it, right? You should be noting things for yourself. And this is where we give you maps. We give you different visual maps that are going to be on dry erase boards. You're going to be able to say, oh, AAA method, awareness, oh, acceptance, admittance. Okay, cool. And then action. And you're going to see it cycles. So these cycles on these astrology wheels, just say, you know, I mean, it's a game. It is a game. I shouldn't say it's a game. But it's way more real than you think it is. And this helps you get the reps. You see what I'm saying? This helps you say, well, all right, I went shooting at the gym. That's 6 o'clock in the morning. And then I did this at this time. And guess what? They may not do it like this because, again, this is ecclesiastical. You see what I'm saying? This is bringing this from the depths of us up to the forefront to say, okay, let's go get it on. And it's activating DNA that they can't stop. You see what I'm saying? They can try everything that they want to, but they're not stopping no one person. It's not working like that. And you're in an Aquarian age. Okay. Or however you choose to look at that energy impacting you. If it doesn't mean much to you and how you work, then at that point, when you drop that dot, that meaning is going to be embedded in how you think about that situation. But if you even on the third page look at it, you can dive into something that you find yourself curious about. And it's built like that. You know, what I do for a lot of people, I'm a solutions consultant. I look at things and I say, well, all right, you're looking for this type of effect. Okay, cool. Well, there's got to be a before you had this thing, there's got to be an after you had this thing. And because of how I study, yeah, it's psychological. Yeah, it talks to the subconscious. Yeah, it takes into account that my chart says I'm a very good listener, but I'm going to take an action and help make something happen. So I'm a tool builder. So like I said, there's different ways to do this. And again, what's going to happen is, you know, you're going to be able to see it in such simplicity, even if you're still like, I get it right now and I see what I can do. Where you can find it, Christopher, you can just go to unlock.wrxldy.com, and then you can download pieces of this right in the description box
of this video.
And
the website is in that description box too.
For sure. So, you know, in a certain sense, you need to throw on some outcasts. You know what I mean? You need to it's the glow up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're making sure that we're putting on for you. So Peace Dealer, make sure to bring it to you. I make sure to bring it to you. You know what I'm saying? All of my people make sure to bring it to you. So we're making sure that it's here for you. You got it. You know what I'm saying? If you need us, the number's on there. You can call us. It's not a big deal. You know what I mean? We do this globally. We're not new to this. You know what I'm saying? We're just saying, look, come on, homie. We made you. We made you?
We the best.
We the best. Hey. So, you know, again, it's what you do. And when you even draw, when you even just use a pen to write, okay, so there's tons of germs. And we have them for you for sure. But the reality is when you just write, when you do something, you know what I'm saying? Go for it. Have fun with it, play with it, see what you can do with it, because that's literally what it's built for. It's just enough to let your subconscious let it go. You see what I'm saying? Then you're going to be the one raining down, and it's still going to be how you see it impact that lake when you draw it on the paper. That's all it is. This is the lake. This is what you're seeing. This is your canvas. You know what I'm saying? But we're making it real simple so that even with your children, again, we have curriculum pieces. Okay, we have the dry erase boards. You know what I'm saying? We have a lot of stuff that we're gonna, drop for you. Okay, so fucks with us, we fucks with you. You know what I'm saying? Give us a call if you need something. We take care of it all across the board. And what it is from mental down to physical. We call it M2P. So we got you on that. There's nothing that we're going to talk about that we can't draw or be able to say, are we looking at the same thing? And then you can be like, nah, your symbol is a little bit more like this. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I can't wait till I go gray. You know what I'm saying? My shit is going to be fire. It's going to be on fuego. But until that time, I'm like, okay, we're going to try a few things. So don't be afraid to try some stuff. Again, the unlock code .wrxldy.com.
The links aren't working from the YouTube and
yeah. I don't know if we're crashing it, y'all, but hey.
Possibly. But I mean, you still email them. I know when I put my email, you send them over to you.
For sure. So when you put your email in, you can hit the download button, right? Yeah. And it's going to send you the email where you can download all the PDFs.
Cool.
So you have the PDF here in the video. You can send that email, boom, you can download the PDF, get from there. If you do have any problems, like I said, feel free to call us. We'll definitely get back to you and we'll get everything, set up so that you can have what you need. Again, we're making sure that it's available because, of course, we put a lot of love into it. We do it because we love you. Like I said, for me, I know I'm interconnected with it also. At that point, I have to deal with my relationship to it. You know what I'm saying? Just like anybody else. So when you have your own universe, YOU, right? So you can get that merch. It's going to be dropping. You know what I'm saying? But your own universe, you know what I mean? This is your unlock code for that. And you're the one that's feeling it. You're the one that's sensing it. So again, when you drop that dot, you circle it, you're getting a better grip on self. You know what I'm saying? Your mind is able to wrap around things a little bit better. Okay. So when we are able to do things like do art, when we're able to sing and dance, do karaoke, whatever, this is what it's hidden for. So realistically, we got that mission for you. We know that you're trying to have more fun. So the real truth is we got a lot planned for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna be able to come out to Vegas and have a lot more fun. You know what I mean? Because Mr. Mo Fun is ready for you. We got you. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have more missions for my mans. Okay, so those missions are gonna be something that y'all can look at this map and say, I see from this angle what's going on with my perspective.
Monthly astrology club coming soon.
Crazy. You're gonna see astrology way different than ever before, and it's not shitting on nobody. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, favorite black chat is probably gonna shit on everybody. Like it's just like, and people are just gonna be like, no, I needed that. Thank you, because that's the darkness. Damn, that's the subconscious that I had to deal with and really actually heal. And it'll help make sense of why did I have to go through that? Versus when we're going through it, it's still going to show you visually the mission and say, oh, you went from point A to point B. Oh, you went through that. Yeah. Oh, that's what you went through. And it's still going to be you releasing. It's still going to be you dealing with your subconscious. You're going to be putting Humpty Dumpty back together again on some fly shit with super glow up. But the reality is it's going to be personal. And it's still going to help you understand your children. It's still going to help you interface with whatever you want to interface with, whether you're sending the astral projection, whether you're sending the deity to do it, because that's the AI. We live in our DNA. You can't front on your DNA. Okay. You can use tools. Everything is a drug. Hello. But the reality is how you use it, personal unlock code. Fuck what everybody else talking about. Get with how you understand yourself, and you'll be able to really understand your position. But you're going to be doing it on a little piece of paper on an iPad, having fun. And we got a lot more for you and events and stuff. We got you. You know what I'm saying? It's your own universe. You're going to be able to have more fun. We're just making sure that you better understand, well, this is why I'm dealing with this polarity. This is why I feel kind of about it. You know what I'm saying? And you're still going to be able to deal with it. So feel free to basically be like, yo, feel the air above your skin at any moment. Get familiar with what's around you just for a little bit, even if you just see everything as portals, or even if you have to zone out. But feel the air above your skin, and you're going to feel a vibration. When you drop those dots, you can do vibrations. You can tell a little bit more what's going on. But you don't have to overthink it. Your brain will make the connections. It's built for that, okay? It's built to go beyond the normal medical approach. Why? Because I know people that help build out Kaiser. For me, it's not that it's a big deal. It's more so, oh, that was what it was like to be around a doctor. Okay, well, that's cool. Family practice, cool. Oh, this is what people go through. So I was always in a position to hear, see, and comprehend, or be empathetic, or really feel it with my aura, what was going on with us. This is a culmination period where it took for Venus. You put it on the dot, you start looking at what happened around that time for you. You start really understanding what Venus transit means for you. You start really understanding, hey, man, this is what I experienced. But it was like 6 days after the Venus transit. I wouldn't have even noticed it at first. But I put a couple dots on a piece of paper just because stuff kept coming up to me. And we give you methods. So those check boxes, good method. The second page is a little bit more zoomed in, a little bit more focused on the event itself. So that dot that you circle, that second page would be a good page to zoom in on the timeline and really say, oh, right around this time, yeah, I was feeling this. And you can cast your chart right there because you just drew a circle around that dot. So we understand, how things work, and we also understand what some parents are asking. And some of the parents are saying, well, what should I teach my kid? Well, because of my background, I'm going to say to you, esoterically all the way down to physically, accounting, UX, and behavioral economics.
Link in the description.
Link is in the description for everybody. If y'all can help them out and keep posting that link, that would be, for sure appreciated. Again, what we did is we put a lot of things together for y'all. And, it's not just one angle. Astrology is not one angle. It's still a sphere that you're looking at and dealing with. So energy is hitting you from different angles, and it's not the same for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So again, personal unlock code, somebody has to go through different styles of storyline. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is a different expression of themselves. So the reality is, you taking into account what's happening to you helps you deal with things. And you can deal with things sort of in real time. You can go into the past, and we draw that out with you. We teach you these methods so that, regardless if you're just getting the workbook for the first time, or if you're trying to figure out how to be a better astrologer, or if you're trying to figure out what's going on in my life, or if you're just like, I'm a new parent. I've gone through this with new parents, you know what I'm saying? Some of them my closest friends, you know what I'm saying? Some of them my trustees for my trust. So being able to go through this and say, okay, well, hey, this is what the feeding schedule was like. This is what your sleep schedule was like. Overlaying those basic dots allowed them to see it. And on the pages, what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to say, okay, I dropped the dot, I circled it, and I pressed 1 into that one. The second one was 1.1 because it was a continuation. Oh, and then the next thing was number 2, number 3, number 4, right? You can go into the template and you can just say event 1, 2, 3, 4 straight off. You can put it next to those check boxes above page 2. You can put it into check boxes and say, okay, at July 28th, around 8:30, this happened, blah, blah, blah. You can go drop that dot later, but you've already jotted it in there quickly. So you can still journal quickly and then come back to it and drop visuals for it. Okay. So at that point, you can look at it how it rolls for you. If you want to look at how long it took you to make a model airplane or to crochet a skirt, or if you wanted to say, well, this is the time frame where I felt really, really good today, actually, or this is the weird time frame that I didn't feel so good. You can literally just drop a dot, boom, drop the next dot, and then connect them, and you're like, oh, I was in that area of life, okay? And you can tap in better. You can tap into the energy of that time and place, because now your mind is able to better relate to it. So we're helping people create relations and reference points, and this creates symbology that means something to you. So when things come up to your mind and you decide to put a list of goals together, boom, Venus, you just simply make a goal and say, yo, around this time of week, and you put the 26th or you put the 30th, and you say, I want to feel these things by this time. And your brain is going to give you your subconscious is going to give you all these opportunities to experience that from now all the way through to the 30th and then beyond. But you're setting a reference point for your own subconscious to talk to you. And now it's going to tell you all about those possibilities. And like I said, you're going to be able to deal with your own self and say, well, why am I self-sabotaging? Oh, bump that. Or you're going to be able to say, oh, I'm feeling this challenge. Oh, yeah, that means Virgo. Oh, it's time to take action. So you can plot out the entirety of Venus from now to, when it actually goes direct again. You can still turn around and say, oh, around this time, I know I'm going to feel really good because I'm going to do these push-ups, until this day. You can set goals. You can say whatever you need to say to your subconscious. You can release things, and it's like AI, but you're doing it for your own self. You see what I'm saying? We're not playing. We're having fun. I told you. When you do the work, you're going to get the reward. Capricorn knows. You see what I'm saying? And yeah, that's ascendant with Lilith on the ascendant with my north node within 3 degrees, chilling at 11 degrees, saying, let's build. You see what I'm saying? So we have fun around here. We don't get caught up with just one way of looking at it. You know what I'm saying? We're going to definitely have more for y'all, but we're going to make sure that we show it in a real way that can really heal, or say, well, I implemented this and it worked for me. Mm-hmm. Cool. Keep working that unlock code. So when Mars comes around and it does X, Y, and Z, you're setting the attention for what Mars does. So it's better than absolute any manifestation journal. Nobody's going to beat that, because you either going to beat yourself or you're going to get the victory.
Question. So when you put the dot, right, would you recommend putting the dot on the curve or on?
Yeah, that would be yes, that's the first one that you always do. And then the answer is from whatever that dot is.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, so not here.
So you can do it anywhere on the page. Remember, there's no wrong way to do this.
Right.
So I'm gonna ask y'all, don't make me say that all the time. I don't want to be that dude. But literally, it's still the same thing in metaphysics, still the same thing in the esoteric realms, etc. If it's wrong because somebody else said it's wrong, like, come on, man.
True. Wow.
So this is the shit that really frees you up. Like, that's actually a crazy good, well-placed question, because at the end of the day, it is that monstrous what if. It's still the fear of a black chat, which is why we have that coming out for y'all. It's the new version of In Living Color. We're not playing, we having fun. I guarantee it. You see what I'm saying? Because I said so. Ask about me, right? It's literally because, oh, I'm coming from Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm still from Jersey. Oh, I'm still from Cali. Okay, let's have some fun with it. You see what I'm saying? So I know how we get down in many different ways, but then I still traveled all around and I got to see how we were affected. So a simple story that I do tell to a good number of people because it's like that and it proves itself. Last time I was in New York, I was coming from having a meeting with a big media company, okay? And the meeting didn't go too well, but I was fine with it. I went back to the hotel. I'm chilling. I think I'm playing with an Oregon Merkaba or something. I'm just chilling on the bed watching ESPN or something. All of a sudden, I start feeling nauseous. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'm hungry. All right. I get up and I go over to the window and I start looking out the south end. And I'm looking down past Manhattan. So I'm just like, okay, this feels weird. This feels different. And Pisces 22 moon, okay, with Capricorn ascendant, 11 degrees, Lilith on the 11th degree. He told you how spicy, you know what I'm saying, things was for Lilith with this new moon. Okay, this is a new moon for, we want to talk about divine feminine, the divine horde, the darkness, the Ein Sof, Sofer. It doesn't matter what you want to really get to. If it's the Kraken, if it's, you know, just death, period. It is definitive. You see what I'm saying? The Phoenix has risen. So it's a whole different level of peace. You feel me? It's a whole different level of what you're capable of doing more naturally. You're less encumbered, but you have to know it. You have to reach into it and be it at some level to know it. You have to have your own experiences. So Venus helps change your relationship to everything, internal and external, Taurus and Libra. So this being the social new moon and hidden the way it's hidden when Venus had already started with a Kanzini. Venus already met with the sun is what it means and started a new cycle and said, yo, this is what's up now. Here you go. Here's the unlock code. Go find it for yourself because only you can find it. But here's a better way for you to start figuring out how you add up stuff, how you have fun, and how it really, really works for you. So you can draw it on the iPad itself. You can draw it on a piece of paper. You can draw it technically in your mind. And you'll get better at it. And you'll just start traveling to those places and living it. Okay? Because that's also what happens when you draw it. So your children are showing you what they're really showing you. They're showing you what they're experiencing. You see what I'm saying? And this incorporates that too. So we're going to show you a bunch of different methods, but we'll actually have the Venus transit and the full moon transits visualized out. Those are the things that y'all get from us, you know, obviously after this live. You see what I'm saying? So we're going to get those things to you for sure.
No,
we're not ducking you. You feel me?
You
know what I'm saying? We do the bulk up. You feel me? So the reality is, you know, we get to hit the target a little bit more. Every time you drop a dot and circle it, you can think target, you can think dartboard, you're going to understand life better. You know what I'm saying? Your subconscious is going to come rolling through. You know what I mean? This is still happening in Leo, where Venus went retrograde 28 degrees. Oh, I'm about to graduate. Let me go back and put a little stank on this. And now you're going to have a lot more fun. You see what I'm saying? So the collabs is going to go crazy. I promise you that. You see what I'm saying? I don't have to go crazy about one industry or not, but, you know, we're going to make some beautiful music together, all of us. You see what I'm saying? This is still love. Again, you know who to come to. You know how to hit us up. You know, again, the number is there. The website is there. You can grab the download from the PDF link in the description. You see what I mean? The reality is on all levels. We do this. We can lay it out: fire, water, air, etc. We can lay it out mental, spiritual, emotional, physical. It's already done to be able to show you how it connects to law, because law is spirit. If you live in your natural state, live in your natural spirit, in your execution of being who you are the law for you. You see what I'm saying? But we're going to show you how it connects to all of it. So it's going to be able to overlay the different pieces pretty easily, and it'll give a lot of answers to, well, why weren't we successful when we did this if we were so righteous? You know what I'm saying? It's still going to help you explain, well, you're in your own dimension. I'm in my own dimension. Call it my aura, call it thought forms floating around me. You're going to be able to see it when you drop a dot and circle it. So I teach children how to do this with lines, dots, and circles.
Yep, this will be
They make the
available for
dots.
rewatch. And
For sure.
yeah, y'all, basically play with this mapping method, and we'll reconvene for the full moon video where we can come back and reintroduce these topics. The website, will fix the links on that so you can access get the email and access that. So touch back on that if it doesn't work for you today. Come back to it maybe like tomorrow or the next tomorrow. But the PDF is available to download ASAP. And yeah, y'all, this is definitely a banger. You can catch the replay at any time. It's on the community tab. Appreciate you, bro.
Hey, man, anytime. You already know.
Great
You already know.
here to do this. I didn't even realize if you all do composite charts, Libra sun, Gemini sun equals Leo sun, and that was this new moon Leo. So perfect. The game will be changing through the real work. You guys stay blessed as always, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. All right.